What if using a cane got you a $250 fine? What if it led to police threatening you on your own street? In Texas, Clara Evans faced an HOA nightmare, but she stood her ground with courage. Stay tuned for a story of elderly dignity, injustice, and a powerful twist of justice. In the sprawling suburb of Lone Star Meadows, Texas, the air shimmered with heat. The scent of mesquite trees drifted through the breeze. Here, 80-year-old Clara Evans had lived for years. She was a retired nurse, with a gentle spirit. Clara had bought her $270,000 ranch-style home in 1995. It was a comforting haven in her golden years. On the sunny afternoon of October 5th, 2027, Clara walked slowly down her street. She used a cane for support after a hip surgery. The cane tapped softly on the pavement. Its rhythm was steady with each step. The sound of cicadas buzzed in the background. Lone Star Meadows was governed by a strict homeowners association. It was led by 53-year-old President Victor Hayes, a former contractor. Victor enforced rules with a stern hand. He saw the neighborhood as a pristine, orderly community. No clutter, no obstacles, and certainly no canes that could be a tripping hazard. The HOA bylaws were strict. No objects that obstruct pathways, they stated. A $250 fine per violation. Victor applied this rule without compassion. He believed canes should be used discreetly. That afternoon, he drove through the neighborhood in his truck. The engine rumbled softly. He spotted Clara walking with her cane. It was a clear violation in his eyes. Victor's jaw clenched. He adjusted his cap. A cane on the sidewalk, he muttered. That's a fine, and she needs to stop using it. He pulled out his phone. His fingers dialed the local police. The call connected with a faint click. At 2:00 p.m., Clara paused to catch her breath. Her cane steadied her on the pavement. The sun beat down on her straw hat. Suddenly, the sharp wail of police sirens broke the afternoon calm. Clara turned. Her cane tapped as she shifted. A police cruiser pulled up beside her. Its tires squealed on the asphalt. Red and blue lights flashed in the heat. 2 officers stepped out. Their boots hit the ground with a thud. The lead officer, 40-year-old James Colton, approached Clara. "Ma'am, we've had a complaint about an obstruction," Officer Colton said. His voice was firm. It cut through the buzz of cicadas. Clara's brow furrowed. She adjusted her grip on the cane. "A complaint? This is my cane. I need it to walk," she said. Her voice was soft but firm. Her words carried through the warm air. Victor had followed in his truck. He stepped out with a stern expression. He held a fine notice in his hand. His boots scuffed the pavement. "Your cane violates HOA rules. It's a hazard," he declared. His tone was sharp. "That's a $250 fine, and you need to stop using it." Clara's eyes widened. She leaned on her cane for support. "This is my lifeline. I can't walk without it," she countered. Her words overlapped with the sound of Victor tearing the fine notice from his pad. The paper ripped with a harsh sound. Officer Colton wasn't swayed. He was known in Lone Star Meadows for enforcing HOA complaints. "If you don't comply, we'll have to issue further penalties," he snapped. His tone was cold. He pointed at the cane. "You'll need to stop using it on public paths," he said. His voice was firm. Clara's hands trembled. She felt humiliated. Clara watched in disbelief. Her heart pounded. The cane was her only support. "You can't take away my mobility," she said. Her voice cracked with emotion. Officer Colton turned to her. He unhooked his handcuffs from his belt. The metal clinked ominously. "Ma'am, comply, or you'll be arrested," he warned. His voice was low. Clara took a deep breath. She steadied herself with her cane. Her voice grew stronger. "I won't be bullied," she said. Her tone was resolute. She reached into her purse. The rustle of fabric broke the tense silence. She pulled out her phone. "I'm calling the news station," she said. Her voice carried determination. The phone rang twice. A reporter answered. Officer Colton paused. He lowered his hand from the handcuffs. The metal dangled at his side. Victor's eyes widened. His fine notice trembled in his hand. The paper crinkled as his confidence wavered. "The news," he muttered. His voice was uneasy. He realized this could get messy. Colton spoke into his radio. The static crackled with his message. "Dispatch, we may have a situation. Stand by," he said. His voice was cautious. Neighbours began to gather. They stood on their lawns. Their murmurs grew louder. They watched the scene unfold. The mesquite trees cast dappled shadows on the street. Some shook their heads in disbelief. They knew Clara needed her cane. Clara explained the situation to the reporter. Her voice was steady on the phone. "They're fining me for using my cane," she said. "I can't walk without it." The reporter promised to send a news crew. Clara ended the call. She turned to Colton and Victor. "The news is coming," she said. Her tone was firm. Colton nodded. His face showed uncertainty. "We'll wait for further instructions," he said. His voice was softer. He and his partner stepped back. Victor tried to argue. His voice was shaky. "The bylaws still apply," he said. His tone was desperate. The paper crinkled louder as he turned to leave. Within hours, a news van arrived. Reporters set up cameras on the street. Microphones buzzed as they interviewed Clara. "This is about dignity," she said. Her voice was calm. The story aired on the evening news. It sparked outrage across the community. Viewers called in to support Clara. Social media buzzed with hashtags. The next day, the HOA faced intense pressure. The news story went viral. The rustle of legal documents filled the HOA office. They issued a public apology. "We regret our actions," Victor said on TV. His voice was tense. The fine against Clara was voided. The HOA agreed to pay her $4,000 in compensation. The announcement aired live. Victor and the HOA board faced backlash. Residents demanded change. Victor stepped down in disgrace. His resignation was announced. At the next meeting, a new president took over. The community's freedom was restored. Elderly residents could now use mobility aids without fear. Clara continued her walks with her cane. The cane tapped softly on the pavement. The mesquite trees still swayed in the breeze. Lone Star Meadows became a symbol of elderly rights. Clara stood on her porch. She waved to a neighbour walking with a walker. A sense of justice warmed her. In the Texas heat, and so a simple cane became a battle for justice in Lone Star Meadows, Texas. Clara Evans turned the tables on an overzealous HOA. How would you fight for elderly dignity? What do you think? Should HOAs restrict mobility aids? Share your thoughts. Join us next time for another tale of justice. Until then, keep standing up for what's right. Thank you for listening.